Welcome back to the channel, everyone. We are going to be talking about how to place your first trades based on what you learned so far in the Set Life classes. We will try to make it as short as possible, so not to overexhaust you or bore you. Now, before we start, I want to tell you guys about the red and blue button. As you know, in this market, we can either sell or buy. So the red is a sell and the blue is a buy. And this goes for all platforms, charting platforms. In this platform, in the trading view, which a lot of people use and I use mostly myself, is red for the sell and blue for the buy. Now over here, you can put the amount of units you want. And I don't want to delve into this right now because these are things that you can find easily yourself online. You can get a risk calculator. As I said, don't risk more than 2%. And you should not be risking your own money right now. Open a demo account if you don't have one so far. And start trading with a demo account on what you learned so far. And if you haven't practiced, keep practicing all the courses that has been taught so far. So over here, if let's say we have $1,000, we want to risk 2%, which is $20. So we'll be risking $20 and wanting to make at least $20, $40, $30. The more risk to reward ratio, the better. And we will be talking about risk to reward ratios in the further lessons. This is all basic beginner teaching just so you can grasp the market before we get into more details. So this is for the buy and this is for the sell. And as you place some trades in the demo accounts, you will understand and it will naturally come to you how much you should put and how much the risk will be based on the amount of money you have, which is should not be more than 2%. And I'm going to emphasize this a lot, even 1% or 2%. A lot of big traders having millions and millions of dollars usually even risk less than 1%. The more money you have and the less risk you put, obviously you're still making a lot of money. So don't get tempted having $1,000 trying to make it 100,000 overnight. That's not possible in the market. I mean, you could gamble it, but chances of losing is higher. So let's get into the first trade over here. Let's focus on this area right now. We will say, let's say that the market is in this zone. Looking at this over here, what we learned support and resistance. So we will put the mark here that this is the resistance from the highs, touching them. Very simple. And we have a lot of touches here. So we will make a support right here. As you can see, there's multiple touches here, here. This is the resistance and this is a support. So now we can tell that the market is moving in a range. Why? Because this keeps coming back to the same area before it breaks out right here. Now we will remove this. So as we talked in the range, we will know after 2 touches at least to get in on the 3rd touch. So right here, we can count this as the first touch. We don't know it's a range yet. Over here, this is the first touch in the support, first touch in the resistance, second touch in the support, second touch in the resistance. Now we could count this as a touch, this as a touch, this as a touch also. So the next ones we can come in. So this is the second touch in the support. So we will not touch it. We will take this as if we say even 1 or 2, this will be the 3rd touch in the resistance. We will see here that the buyers try to move and we have a nice engulfing candle right here, which we learned in the 7 major candlestick patterns, which every trader should know. This was showing that the sellers were coming in and we could have just taken a sell right here. We would have put our trade. The amount of units we will be calculating according to how much money you have put. And we will take a sell position just at the close of this red candle. And you can place your profit just at the support with the stop loss just above the resistance. And as you can see, the market moved, came back up, retested, came back, and the take profit was hit. And this is a more than 1, 2, 3 risk to reward ratio. That means if you risked $100, you would have made $320 or $300 plus, calculating the spreads and everything and the commission. And then so this would have been one trade in the range. and we would have come over here. Now we know this is the third touch. We have the first touch, which we're not counting, second touch, which we're not counting, third touch over here. The sellers came in. We have the wick forming here, which every candle talks to us. You should be very focused on every candle, even if it's a 1 minute time frame. None of the candles is for nothing. Each one talks to you. And we will be getting more into this price action in the more advanced courses, into more details. But as a general, the wick here shows that the buyers try to push the sellers up. And in the next candle over here, we have the green candle coming. We won't come in yet. And then we see the next candle forming, and we see it just over here. It's just playing around until we have a big candle forming right here, which shows the strength of the buyers. And we do have the sellers moving it down, but we're still showing a lot of strength. So we could have come in as a buy right here. We would have clicked the buy button, placed the amount of units we want, and right at the close, come in, put the take profit at the resistance zone, and put the stop loss just below the wick here. And this would have been almost a 1-to-1 risk to reward ratio, and we can see that the market moved and it hit our take profit, and this would have been the second profit. This was the trading in a range and buying and selling in the trading range. And this is the breakout over here, which we talked about also. Now, if we stretch the resistance, we can see over here. Over here, we could have taken a sell because we have an engulfing candle as we talked about. But so let's talk about over here. If we were to take a sell at the close of this, because the buyers came and then they were getting weak, and then the sellers came and gave a nice engulfing candle. So we would have taken a sell as this is more than our second touch. And we would have put the stop loss here. It would have been a 1-to-3 risk to reward, but our stop loss got hit here, and that is totally fine. We have to take losses. Don't forget these guys. A lot of people don't want to take losses and then they lose everything. You have to take losses, and there's principles in trading. That's why nothing is 100%, but is to put the probability higher. Instead of winning 30%, 40%, to increase it to 60%, 70%. And with the right risk to reward ratio, you will be a consistent winner with the right knowledge, psychology, and risk management. So we took this loss, 2 wins, 1 loss, totally fine, small loss, big wins, 2 big wins. We're way up right now. Now we see the market forming here. And as we see over here, this is a breakout, which we talked about in the Set Life courses. And right in this breakout, as we see, it broke out all the previous candles and the resistance zone. We could have come in. Let me just make this smaller so you can see. Right after this candle, this is an engulfing candle and a breakout candle. I mean, these are breakouts too, but they're too small, they're too weak. So they're telling us, listen, we don't know what we're doing right now. We don't know if we want to go back down. And this was showing that it could have gone down, but we were not going to take this because it's out of the resistance zone right now. So now we have the confirmation candle, the engulfing green candle, big candle, beautiful, showing us to take a buy position. We would have clicked the buy position, placed the units accordingly to our 2% rule, risk management, and we would have come in on a buy right here at the close, placed the stop loss just below this zone, and we will be learning these in the Set Life courses and future courses for take profit and stop loss. We would have put our take profits about this. And why is that? Usually the market, when it breaks out, moves about the same arm as it was in the trading range. And as if you can see right here, you see exactly how it moved about the same distance. Over here, we have a beautiful profit taken. So I want you guys to go and practice these, and we will put more how to trade lessons based on what we learned so far. The next lesson, I will talk about how to place buys or sell, going by channels and trend lines. I want you to guys to just practice this. Don't use your money right now. Open a demo account if you don't have one. Watch the videos over and over again and master these basics. Just with these basics, you can make money. But I'm not saying this so you guys go and trade right away. Keep practicing, and you're on your way to becoming a profitable trader. Just stay focused and be determined. Remember, you have to have the right knowledge, risk management, which is also part of the knowledge, and the right psychology, controlling your emotions and sticking to the plan and rules. Subscribe and like, and see you in the next video.